Thank you for staying on Joy News today. Parliament's Appointment Committee is today presenting a second report from the ministerial vetting completed so far to the House. Yesterday, 8 names out of the 13 names vetted were presented for approval by the committee. The report, however, excluded Senior Minister-designate Mr. Osafo Maafo and Energy Minister-designate Boakye Ejiakon. Now, will their names be part of this list that is being presented? My colleague Joseph Opoku-Gakpo joins us on the phone with more. Hello, Joseph. Now, has this second report been presented to Parliament?
Not yet. The House itself has not begun sitting today. A number of the members of Parliament are present in the House as I speak to you. It's almost full, but they are still expecting the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Gray, to take his seat, and then deliberations on the floor itself will begin. There are 2 major items on the agenda for today that the House will be approving. The first will be a report on the Committee of Selection, on the composition of the various select committees in Parliament, as well as the various standing committees. And the report for that is ready. I have a copy on that. I can tell you for sure that in this coming Parliament, the Deputy Minority Leader, James Kluge-Abedi, will be the one who will be chairing the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament. His name is contained in that particular report that has been issued. And also, one other interesting detail is that Joe Osei-Owusu, who is the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, would be the one who will be chairing the Privileges Committee of Parliament, and a number of other details in terms of those who would be members of the more than 16 committees of the House. The report on that would be laid before the House a little later today for approval. When that is done, the second item on the table that will be approved by the House will be the second report of the Appointment Committee on the President's nomination for ministerial appointments. As we know, the majority side of the House is insisting that when it comes to Joe Osei-Owusu and also Boakye Ejiakon, the committee has actually cleared them already, and that's likely their names to be considered for approval a little later today. But the minority is insisting that that's not actually the case. In fact, a while ago, I had a conversation with Muntaka Mubarak, who is the minority chief whip and is additionally a member of the appointment committee, and he makes the point that as far as he's concerned, the committee has not yet cleared Osafo Maafo and Boakye Ejiakon for approval, and so we shouldn't expect their names to be in that second report, which would be laid on the floor of the House once the House resumes sitting. So we're waiting to see what will happen.
All right, thank you for those updates. Joseph Opoku-Gakpo is my colleague, bringing us some updates on what's happening in Parliament today. Vice Chairman of the Ghana at 60 Planning Committee, Samuel Abu-Jinapor, says Ghana's history has contributed to the skepticism expressed by a section of the public on the planned celebrations. Some Ghanaians have expressed concern about the Ghana at 60 celebrations, citing the scandal that rocked the Jubilee celebrations as a reason. Now, the Vice Chairman, Samuel Abu-Jinapor, in an interview with Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba, says the committee is mindful of this past and will be frugal in the celebrations.
What would be the legacy of Ghana 60 celebration?
Some discussions are ongoing between stakeholders, among stakeholders in government, and a very appropriate time, sooner than you think. You can imagine we're going to come out with some initiatives and programs and roadmaps in relation to the 60th independence anniversary celebration of our country. But you should be rest assured that we're going to have a few worthy and dignified legacy projects for the 60th anniversary celebrations. That certainly will happen.
For Ghana 50, for instance, we know the Secretariat actually put in some plans to internally generate funds. I mean, there were a lot of things going on to raise funds to fund the celebration. Do we have that also for Ghana 60?
The committee members will meet, deliberate, and come up with a strategy of dealing with the 60th anniversary celebration. But on top of my head, and personally, I think the guiding principle for the committee should be to package this anniversary celebration in a way that will be so attractive that key stakeholders or players or private sector players will be interested in associating or partnering or subscribing to this anniversary. So let's say we should be able to package this celebration in such a way that Joy FM and its competitors, or Joy News and its competitors, will be very eager to be the official media broadcast, what have you, for the celebration, or associated with the celebration. And the celebration is so attractive that you want to be the official media outlet, and that in itself generates competition, and that can be a source of funding for the committee. So this is a task that we have to surmount, an intelligent, skillful approach in getting the 60th Diamond Jubilee celebration so attractive that, for instance, the telcos will be competing among themselves to partner with us in respect of this anniversary, or that this or that. But that is a task ahead of us which we are going to have to intelligently deal with.
But can you assure us that, you know, in going to these corporate organizations, I mean, we will not be taking loans, because in the past, celebration, we had to take $11 million loan from Fidelity Bank just to celebrate.
Well, I've told you that we are in a completely new era. But I've said this lightly, that 50 years ago, it's 10 years ago. We are 60 today. And 10 years in the life of a human being is not mean a span, let alone a country. We must have learned some lessons, and we must be moving on.
What do you say to critics who say that we could have channeled these resources that we're using for the celebration into other areas? For instance, the power sector is struggling, though it has stabilized a bit now. There's more we can do.
What about
the power sector, education sector?
What about building a power plant as a legacy project for 60th anniversary?
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
Okay, so we're going to have an opportunity to talk about all of these things and then tailor the celebrations in a way that is productive in and by itself, and not just be a fanfare affair, but be a celebration which is also productive and substantive in terms of the needs of our people.
Okay. Another issue also has to do with the length of the celebration. Ghana 50 was a year-long celebration. 6th March is just around the corner. Are we climaxing? Are we going to see a climax of the celebration after 6th March?
Okay, these matters have come up already, and they are up for discussion. The discussion is ongoing. The committee is going to have its maiden meeting pretty soon. And we're going to have a conversation about the duration of the celebration. I think all manner of factors will come to play in taking that decision. And these matters will certainly come up.
The Medical and Dental Council has locked up the Obinfo Hospital at Weija in Accra. My colleague Matilda Wemega is there and joins us live. Hello, Matilda. Now, we know that this facility was locked up some time ago, and the owner reopened it to the public, and now it's been locked again. What can you report from the premises?
Yes, Ben is there. The place was locked up some 26 minutes ago. You know, the facility is located somewhere at Weija Obinfo Hospital, and this follows the growing public health concern regarding some failed surgeries that has happened at this place. And like you rightly said, on 5th January, the Medical and Dental Council had locked up the place following complaints we received from some patients. And the hospital, that is the man in charge of the facility, that's Dr. Obein Ando, filed an application to stop the Medical and Dental Council from further taking action from them. And that case on 24th January, that was just 2 days ago, was thrown out of court, and they were awarded a cost of $1,200. So following all that, the Medical and Dental Council this morning locked up the facility again, and they are hoping that this time round the doctor or the facility in question will follow due process. But I have been speaking to the Deputy Registrar of the Medical and Dental Council, who assured me that the CI is still continuing its investigation, and it will soon be completed for the criminal prosecution to Pacific and Benin.
Hi, Matilda. If you could just reposition yourself a bit. It's quite difficult hearing what you're saying. But have you heard from the Medical and Dental Council how they hope to secure the premises so that it's not reopened?
Yes, Benin, interestingly, that the hospital is the 4th story, and the 1st and 2nd floor is what is being used as the hospital. The 3rd and 4th floor is the residential facility. And according to the text that I made, I got to know that the place has been operated since pretty well.
Matilda, yes. Please just reposition yourself a bit. It's still a bit of a struggle hearing you.
Dennis, I'm saying that according to some checks that I made at the Medical and Dental Council, the place has been operating since 2012, and they do not have a permit to even operate as a hospital. That aside, the medical doctor in question has not received his license since 2013. But I got some assurance from the deputy registrar who says that the CID is still conducting its investigation, and very soon the criminal prosecution is going to take place then.
All right, Matilda, we'll come back to you later for some updates. It's pretty difficult hearing you, but we'd like to also find out what the owner of this facility has been saying. So please stay with us here on Joy News and we'll bring you more updates on this story. Away from that, the dream of a 20-year-old school dropout to return to the classroom hangs in the balance after she lost all her property, including cash, in a fire outbreak at Swami Magazine. Jennifer Collog had saved 1,100 Ghana cedis in preparation for a journey back to northern Ghana for second cycle education. Just the day before she had scheduled to begin the trip, disaster struck on Wednesday. Prince Apia visited her together with other homeless victims and has filed this report.
The fire that occurred on Wednesday raked down all the structures in the slum at the Swami Magazine Industrial Hub. Jennifer is one of the over 400 squatters who lived here. They had traveled all the way from Bolgatanga in the Upper East region in search of greener pastures. Now, they are compelled by circumstances to contend with the slum.
I went to school. I finished school on 2013, and then I got Navasco Senior High School, but there was no money. My father too died immediately, and then my brother too died. My mother is not even there again, so I was staying with my stepmother. She did not even get money for me to go to school again, so that was why I came here. My plans of here was I was trying to come here and get so that I will get money. If God bless, I will get money and go back. So if God bless, I will go to school again. But when I came here, I was just planning of how to get money, and I was selling water. The money I get was only 1,100 Ghana cedis, and then 1,100 Ghana cedis. That was the day before yesterday. I went and brought the money. I went and took the money from the bank and I brought it. I was thinking that maybe Monday I'll go home again, so that I'll go and do it and continue my education. And then when I was not there, I went out to sell water. I came, everything was just burned, even without even 10 pesos. I didn't even get any 10 pesos from it. So all my money gets burnt.
Even in the slum, Jennifer cohabits with a man, not as a wife, but just for shelter. She has been selling iced water in the Swami Enclave since 2014 when she arrived in Kumasi. Her mission was to raise money to enable her return to school to keep her dream of becoming a nurse alive.
Nobody was there to help me. And then I wrote letter for this in Afrikis. Nobody was able to help me. And I wrote letter for DCE in Nangodi. And then NPP for NPP MP. So nobody was able to help me. And I came here. When I came here, I was thinking that if God bless, I'll get money so that maybe this 2017 I'll continue my education. So what I got was 1,100 Ghana cedis. And then because of that, I was thinking that maybe Monday I'll go home. I'll go to my hometown again so that I'll continue my education. So immediately I was not at the room. So I went out. I came that immediately the fire got burned everything with my money.
Now she has nothing Homeless Jennifer, who has a 1.5-year-old child, is in no mood to back down on her dreams.
When I wrote, I got science too. So I was thinking to become a nurse in future.
Jennifer's situation is one of many young girls who migrate to the south for a better life. What is left for the inhabitants of this area is the ashes. You see, I'm told the landlords of this area have warned that they won't allow anybody to rebuild the structures here. This means that these residents who have traveled all the way from their hometowns to settle here are going to continue the struggle. My name is Prince Apia, reporting.